Y'all, I am back with a recap of Tia Mowry's new show, My Next Act, Season 1, Episode 4. So this show is really good. This is the first of 4 episodes that Tia did not talk about Corey at all. The show is cute. I like it. It ain't like what I'm used to, loving hip hop, stuff like that, but it's good. If you guys haven't watched it, watch it. So in this next episode, Tia has a virtual audition and she's discussing with Jerome and Sierra how during the audition she messed up some pronunciation of words. So her friend, and I put that in quotes, Sierra or her assistant. Is Sierra her friend or assistant? Anyway, Sierra called her goofy and said that she probably laughed at herself and thought it was cute. Jerome calls her weird. Okay, now she says Jerome has called her so many names that she's used to it now. He called her a butthead. He called her weirdo. I don't like that at all. What's wrong with being goofy and weird? Granted, it may have been said in a lighthearted manner, but I feel like they were teasing her. But Tia, she laughs it off like it was nothing. But who's to say she wasn't crying inside, because words hurt. And I don't like how they did her. It felt like they were teasing her. It may have been meant as jokes, but it wasn't. Pay attention to your friends who say mean things and then try to laugh behind it, because they will try to disguise some hurtful comments as jokes. So please pay attention to that. And I am definitely looking at Sierra and Jerome with my side eye. I remember having friends who used to tease me a lot about my behind being flat. And I would laugh it off, but in the inside, it really stung, because nowadays having a big butt was the beauty standard. So I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel attractive because I didn't have a bigger butt. No matter how pretty my face is, I still just didn't feel beautiful, because I was constantly, when I tell you I was constantly teased about how flat my butt is, I couldn't stand it. And it really made me self-conscious. It got so bad that when it was time for me to hang out with my friends, I wouldn't go. I would make up every excuse in the book to not to go, because I just felt so unattractive. And who wants to be around people who, you call these people your friends, but the entire night you're the butt of the jokes? Literally. Okay, I was literally the butt of the jokes. But fast forward now, I'm starting to love the skin I'm in. I'm starting to embrace this flat ass of mine. Because it doesn't define who I am. It doesn't define my worth. So yeah, moving on. Tia is getting her mammogram. Okay, and she talks about how important it is to get these yearly exams for early detection and prevention. And I find it so inspiring that Tia is using her platform to encourage other people to prioritize your health. Not only your mental health, but your physical health as well. And regular mammograms can be life-saving. Okay, catch those issues early. I get my mammogram every year. I mean, I'm on it like clockwork. If I don't get anything else, it's a GYN visit, okay, and my mammogram. Meanwhile, Jerome is babysitting Cairo, and he told Tia that, Cairo has quite the personality, and he asked Tia if she thought about putting her in commercials. And I can see that because it's in her DNA. Both her parents are actors. So yeah, I can definitely see that. But Tia said, being a child star, she has mixed feelings about getting Cairo into the industry. She said at a young age, she learned how to make money and she learned how to work hard. And she has carried that into her adulthood. But she said at the same time, that can be a blessing and a curse, because you're just a kid and you're being treated like an adult. She said her being famous and making money didn't really change the family dynamics. It made her parents more stricter and it made her even more sheltered. She said she missed out on her prom, and she feels like now that she's catching up on normal life. Now, I can't imagine the stress she must have went through, missing out on high school events, not being able to make friends outside the industry, and just being that carefree kid. She had to worry about remembering her scripts, the pressure to perform good and to succeed. So no, she really didn't have a childhood because she was always working. That's terrible. So I agree with her not wanting to involve Cairo with all that. But I think she said, once she gets older and she makes a decision that she wants to do that, but then she'll support her. But right now, as a child, she said no. With Tia's lack of this carefree childhood, it might explain why she's embracing it as an adult. Because when you look on her Instagram, it's filled with so much joy and this childlike sense of wonder, as if she's making up for lost times, like she said. She is living through the lens of her inner child, and it's good to see her full of laughter and light, despite her going through this divorce. I think it's almost 2 years now. So then we see Tia. This part cracked me up because Tia is on a dating app. She is swiping. Okay. As she's doing that, her date from last week, Charles, he calls her and tells her that their date was incredible. And he asks her out on another date, which she agrees. So with Tia swiping on this app, I just thought it was hilarious, because usually when you match with someone and you go out on their first date, you usually get off the app, right? That's the goal, right? To leave the app and focus on the person you've connected with. But opinions vary. Some think it's best to keep dating around. I don't know. I thought the object was to meet someone, you guys connect, get off the app. But anyway, Tia. So later on, Tia then gets a call with the results of her mammogram, which came back abnormal. And Tia went into a panic. She's thinking the worst. So they decide to schedule her a follow-up for a biopsy. So Sierra tells her not to worry too much. But it's hard to maintain your composure when you get a call like that. I mean, I got a call like that, and I wasn't able to calm down. But I wasn't on Google either. Okay, which Tia drove herself even more crazy by going on, Google, looking up symptoms. It will drive you crazy, and it will diagnose you with something you don't have. So stay off of Google. Anyway, Tia is having a breakdown, okay, because she's scared because she has her family has a history of cancer. She said she lost her grandmother and her aunt. And at this point, Tia is feeling overwhelmed by fear and uncertainty. So then we see Tia, like I said, driving herself mad. Okay, she's Googling symptoms. Like I said, I don't recommend Googling symptoms because you can have a sore throat and Google will diagnose you with heart disease. So Sierra tells her to calm down. And as they head out to lunch to meet Ashley and another friend, Alicia. So Ashley is telling Tia again to calm down. It's nothing to wait for the results. So Alicia, who is another friend of Tia, she said, with her case, she was told she was too young. She was 29 at the time, and they told her not to worry. There was nothing to fear because she doesn't have a family history of cancer, even though she felt a lump. And they told her, don't worry about it. So Alicia tells Tia, try not to stress about it because it's just going to ruin her day, which is true, but it's hard not to stress about it. It's easier said than done. Tia is very anxious as she gets her biopsy. Jerome, again, tells her to relax and be more optimistic, but it's not that simple. When you have just been informed that your mammogram is abnormal, it's not that simple to just relax and be optimistic, because you can be optimistic, but that doesn't mean that the outcome won't be in your favor. So Jerome tells us, I guess, that he gets it because he lost both his parents to cancer, but he really doesn't get it because he didn't get a call saying his mammogram was abnormal. She did. And I don't like how they all try to dictate how she responds to bad news. Let her sit in her emotions. Let her sit in her fear. That first stage of bad news is incredibly rough. Okay, the first stage is to automatically be in shock or disbelief. It's natural. She's trying to process what's going on. And sometimes the best support is just being there. The comfort of feeling your presence without needing to say a damn word. Because words fall short sometimes. And just being there can mean so much more. Shut up. When I'm ever going through something, your presence means so much more than than words can say. Meanwhile, Tia is then getting ready for her date with Charles, and Cairo, who should be in bed, wants to know where mommy is going all dressed up. So she tells Cairo she hanging out with friends, and Cairo wants to know, well, what friends? Stay in the child's place, Cairo. Since when do children question parents? So Tia said that it's difficult dating with young children. I'm trying to figure out how. Because when I was dating, my private life was just that private. My kids knew nothing. I didn't start telling them until they became of age, 17, 18. It's Friday night. Mommy is going out of town. She may be back tomorrow. Or she may be back Sunday. Anyway, they didn't... When they were toddlers, they had no clue what was going on because I kept them from that. I didn't go out until they were asleep. Then I'll call my sitter over. Hey, the kids are asleep. I'm about to roll. Once she get here, I'm out. And they did not wake up in the morning and not see me. I was always home before they woke up. But yeah, Cairo should have had her tail in bed. And she should not be comfortable questioning mommy. I know she's a toddler, but you can set boundaries with toddlers too. She should know, don't question me. So Tia and Charles, they're on their date. And, Charles demands a kiss on the cheek. It came off as very pushy. If I was in that situation, it would make me uncomfortable because I will kiss you when I want to. And it's like moments like that is spontaneous and natural. You don't just ask. I don't even think he asked. He pointed to his cheek. So Tia ends up giving him a peck on the cheek. She said that she was not ready for that. She wasn't expecting that. So Tia then opens up to Charles about getting a call that her mammogram was abnormal. Now Tia says she's trying not to focus on that. She just wants to have fun. But baby girl, why did you bring it up? Why did you bring it up? And is that something that you share with someone on a second date? Because that's a heavy topic. It could be seen in two ways. Maybe Charles made her safe and comfortable enough to share that. I don't know, but it's too heavy to share with someone on your second date. I'm just saying. But overall, I think the date went good. Tia does say that she would love to go out on the third date. So we'll see what happens. I want Tia to be happy. She deserves love. She deserves a second chance. So I hope this is the one. Or if he ain't the one, I hope, God would bless her with the one.